Good morning. Finally finished this mega Coloursteel gate, and it was a real mission actually, to be honest. The length is what caused a lot of the challenges. It's 7 meters long, so 7 meters is the limit for a powder coating oven. Also, it's quite hard to get 7 meter lengths of aluminium, so had to wait around for those. And so as you can see, it's got one subdivision. It's made with a 100 by 50 frame. You could beef it up to a thicker frame, which might be something for the future. But I was trying to keep the cost down for this customer, trying to give them a good value for money. So we've put this gate together. The sequence was basically to make the frame. You can see it's a parallelogram, so it's sloped on the bottom, sloped on the top. So that creates problems of its own, because any imperfection in the concrete strip will reflect in how the gate sits. You can see that the gates sit on these low profile wheels, heavy duty wheels. They're the big ones. They're 100mm round ones, so they are super heavy, but you can only really have 2 wheels on a gate, so you can get a bit of flex in the frame, and so we've had to sort of work that out. This one has got this Lockernox latch, which I recommend, and it's had this little aluminium angle which has been put into it. You can see the Lockernox, it twists, and this is actually flexible, you can see, so it takes a little bit of absorption, but when it goes into the crack, you can see it's self-closing, boom, and you can lock that. So working out how to do that was a bit of a mission. We also had to deal with a giant power connection box here underneath. You can see there it is there, hiding. So yeah, it was a bit of a challenge. So yeah, if you don't get the fall right when you're making the frame, you know, these posts can be slightly out. So but we've managed to get it really nice. You can see the 20mm gap, and you can see how this sits 20 to 25 off with that little absorption pad there. And we've actually had to go for this front mounted slide guide. This is a slide guide. It's a nylon guide that sits inside a little, I'll show you, it sits inside this little angle, and you can see it pretty much just slides in and out of there, but you have to put this frame front mounted, so some people don't like that, but there was no real option here because the customer, there's no way to put a post over here, if you know what I mean. They probably could have worked something out, but normally you have a hoop post that goes over, but that's how it's sitting there. So we went for the slide guide. Normally, yeah, you have a hoop post. Yeah, and it's going all the way back here into this catch, which has got this nylon rubber mounted, and it's got these rivet nuts. So these rivet nuts hold that on super strong. We actually added that after we found out that when it was in the open position, the wind was catching it, so we put this in for the customer. And you can see it's front mounted to the fence, so front mounting is a possibility. I mean, you've got to check with the local council and stuff like that, but you can normally get away with it. But this one's been front mounted, and I'll just go in and I'll show you how it works. I'm trying to get this frame a little bit straighter. I'll show you, we've put a drop bolt on the inside. It's a very heavy gate, so just have to be real careful with heavy gates, because obviously the inertia. So yeah, we've got this drop bolt which goes down into this hole here and holds it open. So yeah, there's a lot of weight on the drop bolt when it's in the open position. This is what the backside looks like. So how we built it is we built the frame, then you put in these top and bottom rails, you cut all the sheets, you slot the rails down inside, slot the sheets down inside, and then it's really difficult to do. You put one side on, and then you sort of, the top rail and the side go on simultaneously, and you just push them in, and then you screw up under here so the sheets get put in on site. And to top it off, we drill holes down in this frame. Can't see any. I think there's one. Oh, there's one there. For the water to drain out. So yeah, it's important that you have drainage holes for the water to drain out all the way through, or else you're going to end up with water sitting inside, because obviously that's like a little thing to hold it. So I mean, it worked out pretty good. You can see it's been flush welded, so you cut it arris and then you weld it together and you grind it back. And this is a little 50 by 20 angle, so it's 20 on the sides, 50 then 20, and it comes around and it just hides that end sheet when you cut it. So that's the basic rundown of this Mega Gate, Coloursteel sliding gate, and the customer's pretty happy with it. Looks pretty good. That is what it looks like in the closed position. Hey bro, do you want to just close that gate, take it back to there, get my assistant to push it back. So you can see the slide guide allows for a bit of variation because it actually slides up and down, but you can see there's not much movement in the slide guide. Yep, and then lock that down, and that's what it looks like in the closed position. So that is a 7 meter Coloursteel gate, Titania, 2 meters high, 7 meters long, and it's a manual gate. Could always be automated later with a lock and ox latch front mounted. Cool. Hope that's giving you some education on how we put these things together. As always, strongfencing.co.nz.